My name's Christian Toews. I'm a photographer and reporter with the Choctaw Nation, and I'm here with Dylan. Dylan, would you introduce yourself?
I'm Dylan Luna. I'm the composer for OurWorlds, also the sound design. I'm from the Paul Indian Reservation over in San Diego County. How's it going?
Good. So tell me, what did you do on this project?
I did the music, I did the sound. I know for the Choctaw Code Talkers, there's like some sound effects, explosions, gunfire, wartime, that kind of thing.
So you kind of did all of the sound throughout the entire experience?
Yes. Yeah.
What was that like?
It was interesting, to go back and, well, first it was interesting with the Code Talkers. To be honest, I didn't know about them until I took on this project. So to learn about that and a bit of the history of that was really cool. Yeah, super interesting. But with the sound, it was just, I think it started with the music, and just trying to pulling ideas and just trying to put them together. And then it became the sound effects, gunshots, the explosions, things like that. I think there's even an airplane in there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you record all of these sound effects yourself, or did you I don't know, did you go out and record the airplane? Did you go out and record the different gunshots and things like that are in there?
Yeah. I know. I hope I'm not boring anybody, but it starts with the kind of like the room, So I would go outside and record maybe a minute or two of just nothing. Maybe some birds, whatever, just to get the air. And a couple of times, a car or honking or some kid yelling or something like that would get in the way. But then I'd build on that, and so for the explosions, I was getting some equipment out of my car and I slammed my trunk. And I thought, well, I think I could work with that. I tried closing the doors on the car too. Those didn't work as well. So I took a few takes of me closing the trunk and processed it. I was really proud of the way it came out because it's slamming the trunk,
Wow.
I would have never even thought that could happen. And as far as the gunfire, that was just tapping on a desk, really trying to emulate the weapons of that era. And I was surprised that one came pretty quick. A few takes of that and manipulating that and panning things and all that whole thing of having things on the left, things on the right. Yeah. So
what about the music in the app and in the experience? I noticed a lot of ambient noises and ambience throughout. How did you create those, and what kind of inspired you to go in that direction?
I knew the app is a lot of explaining, a lot of storytelling, a lot of history. So I didn't want to get into the way of any of that because it should be told, as boldly as possible.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of try to elevate it as much as I can. So no shred guitar or a crazy piano. Even I can't really do that anyway. But so I wanted to kind of lay low and kind of simmer a little bit. And
did you actually get to use guitar
while
you were doing it though?
Yeah. There's a good amount of guitar in there. Yeah, just processed and just with different techniques that I've learned over the years. And same with piano. There's a lot of piano, just once again processed. A good amount of synthesizer. But as far as other live instruments as guitar, I did a track with a relative of mine, Heather Miranda. She plays flute, and she did a really good job, and she let me use that, and proud of the way that came out, and that is being able to be included in that.
What about the kind of historical connection? It sounds like you did a lot of research in order to figure out the gun sounds and different things of that era, but what about the historical connection of indigenous people? How did that kind of play into your process?
A good amount, actually. So I know a good amount of my tribe's music back home, the Kuupa tribe, and I was able to incorporate some rhythms from the songs, so they're kind of odd. It's very subtle. Once again, I didn't want to get into the way of the app and it be my album on the app, that whole thing. I just wanted to add as much as possible while being low key.
Yeah.
So I was able to add a little bit of that into it. It's very subtle, and I don't know if anybody will notice it, but I'm glad it's there.
Yeah. Well, I think you did a great job. Tell me a little bit about your production process. So what type of equipment are you using, like whenever you're recording these things, and then like how are you processing that? Like you mentioned Logic. Is that the only program that you use?
I use Pro Tools. Yeah, I've used Pro Tools. Actually, I think all of the projects I've worked on. This is my first project working with Logic. As far as recording, lots of mics, lots of different mics, lots of different audio equipment, lots of Telecasters. Yeah, I have some good acoustic guitars. Yeah, lots of different equipment.
Yeah, that's awesome. How does it feel to be at South by Southwest?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I was actually supposed to play here 2 years ago, and we were practicing and stuff, and it was a band, and I think it was about a week, maybe 2 weeks before we were about to leave, and COVID happened. Yeah. So to finally make it and to be here with OurWorlds, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's incredible.